I want us to talk about the importance of authenticity as a woman running for office, which has not always been easy for women. You know, like we think if you say the word politician, what comes to mind in your head, right? A white guy in a suit, right? Running for office, delivering his stump speech and his booming low voice, right? That is the image that we have. And obviously, we're seeing more and more women run for office, which I think is changing that default image that we have. And of course, as I mentioned in the introduction, we now have Vice President Kamala Harris, who is the presumptive, about to be, I would assume this week that this airs, the Democratic nominee for president. And number one, I feel like we've come a long way, even since 2016, when Hillary Clinton ran for office as the first woman to run on a major party ticket as a nominee. But really what I have seen since Kamala Harris became the presumptive nominee is the surge of energy enthusiasm. Over $200 million donated from people, many of them first-time donors in the first week that this happened. Tens of thousands of people coming out to volunteer, to organize for her. And then, of course, there's the memes, right? The coconut tree story, the brat song, all of those things. So, thinking about you, Sarah and Jennifer, as a woman running for office, having a very public presence, having a very public voice, what have been maybe some of the advantages that you have had, and have there been any challenges that you have also faced? And Sarah, I'll start with you.
Yeah, I think, for one, it's harder to raise money as a woman. That's just like the way, the name of the game, unfortunately, in politics is that running for office costs a lot of money, and statistically, it's harder to raise that kind of money as a female candidate. That doesn't mean we don't work exceptionally hard to combat that statistic. And certainly we do. And I know Jennifer and I could regale you with tales of miserable and never-ending call time hours to raise those dollars, but we'll spare you the pain by association. I think that when it comes to kind of being authentic, like I said, I have run for this seat twice. In 2022, I ran and lost by just 3,000 votes, so very, very close in a year that was pretty rough for challengers in Florida. And in that time, I feel like I spent a lot of time on my last campaign trying to build an image that I thought the average Seminole County voter would resonate with, in terms of, trying to appear a little bit older. I'm very young to be a candidate for public office, in terms of, trying to just present in a way that I thought more people would resonate with. And this time around, we've really kind of stepped that back and leaned into a lot more about who I am. Right. I am a young person. I am a newlywed. I am, someone who has a fair number of tattoos and a pierced nose, who, did move to Florida because I was 18 and thought I was, smarter than anybody else who had ever walked the planet. And so I think that has been really helpful in terms of not just building those relationships with voters, because voters are smart. Folks understand. They can see right through you when you stand at their door, and they know if they're talking to the real you or a sham. And so I think that has been one kind of key piece of why our voter outreach strategy this cycle has been so successful, and that and hard work.